When setting up URL filtering, there are several items to consider in your planning. First of all, keep in mind that policies are applied at the group level. All devices in a group receive identical settings, including the URL filtering rules. Because of this, group devices together based on their similarities. Next, define a URL filtering policy. From the Live Status page, click on Devices, then select the group to configure and click on Configure Policy. From here, we'll find the URL filtering page. Trend Micro has predefined security levels that you can select, or you can customize the URL filtering policy and choose your own categories. You can be very specific and pick and choose what categories of websites users can visit and at what times of the day. There are some subcategories available as well. The next step would be to identify business hours and leisure hours. If you choose custom categories to block, you have the option to define working times and leisure times. Then you can either allow or disallow users to visit certain websites during those times by checking the checkboxes here in either column of business hours or leisure hours. Specify 2 blocks of time that are the work hours. Anything outside these hours are treated as leisure hours. Next, identify any approved or blocked URLs. You can add URLs to a whitelist so that they won't be blocked. Any URLs on this list will not be subject to the rules and scanning of both URL filtering and web reputation. Only put websites here that should be accessible by everyone and at all times. This is a global setting and it will apply to all groups. Then, there's also a list where you can add URLs that you always want to be blocked. These URLs won't even be scanned. They will just be immediately blocked. Lastly, generate some reports with URL filtering included in the content. In the reports that get generated, you can choose the content URL filtering to be included in the report. This will help you review any incidents related to URL filtering. From the report that gets generated, you can see the top 5 URL categories that are violated, as well as viewing the top devices that had URL violations. This can serve as feedback on whether you need to fine-tune your URL policies, or it can help you reassess on whether you may need to change some of the groupings on your devices. From the reports page, you can also do a log query to generate a report with more detailed information. It will provide information about the machine name, the website it attempted to visit, and it will also tell you the URL category that it was classified as. This information can be exported into a CSV file for you to review further. Also, on the Live Status page, once the threshold of violations as defined in the notification settings is reached, a warning will be displayed on the dashboard. This tells us that there are URL violation incidents, and making it easy for the administrator, there's a direct link that will take us to the information, and it will also list information about the URL and the URL categories that were blocked. So that is how you configure URL filtering. Worry-Free Business Security Services enables you to customize the URL filtering policy. You can choose specific categories to allow and at certain hours of the day. The reports and logs will help you monitor the policies in place and will aid you in enhancing the policies for your organization.